Marked rooms have the ability to make even more money when you do run them on PvE, and that is because of one singular thing. And that is not keycards, it is not the stuff that you get in the room apart from one item, and that is the red flare. Now you can obviously get yourself red flares from various different sources such as weapon boxes and stuff like that actually are in the game, and kind of buried cache locations and stuff like that as well. So if you do have red flares and you're wondering is it actually worth using them, this video is going to go into that, as well as kind of the extras that you'll get from marked rooms if you do pick up the red flares, which I highly recommend doing as it can net you quite a bit of money. Now in today's video we have done 6 openings of kind of flares, and so with that being said, obviously you'll see them in the background here, actually us kind of firing them up. The way in which that we've actually done this for the safest and easiest and best possible extract to be able to get your loot from those red flares and of course get out of the raid is to run it on reserve and going up to the radar tower. It is just super simple. There are 2 spawns. It will either spawn right next to the radar tower or just down the road, both of which are extremely safe and absolutely no PMCs or anything will typically find you at all, and they don't even go up to the radar tower. So yeah, you've got no issues with actually getting the loot once you do actually pop that red flare. Of course you got to get up there, which is fine, but yeah, from what I've been able to do, I've been hitting up the marked rooms, just doing a typical run, saving my slots, and then opening up the airdrops themselves, taking out the high value loot, and we've dropped it into a container on Tarkov itself. And so, as with every video that we kind of showcase off the loot and whether things are actually worth it, I have saved off a hardcore items box, which was originally for the hardcore series, which we'll definitely do on an alternate account when we do start that back up. But we do have all of the loot that I managed to get from those 6 airdrops. Now, just note that this isn't absolutely every piece of loot, as there's often quite a few drinks and stuff like that that aren't actually worth any money. But I've taken all of the kind of relatively high value loot out of the airdrop and we've dumped it into this box. Now, from straight away, you'll see that we had a variety of different actual airdrop types. So you've got the medical, you've got the standard airdrop, you've got a common airdrop, and you've got a medical airdrop. Those are the ones that we actually got. And so we managed to get, I believe, 2 medical. We got 1 standard airdrop. We got a weapons airdrop, and we also got a common airdrop as well. So yeah, it was relatively decent in terms of the loot, but let's take a look at how much we actually made. You can see the loot on screen right here. This is what we actually got, but let's jump in. I'll sell all of the loot and then we'll get back to you on how much exactly we made and how much you make per flare. Right, so we've sold almost everything except from a couple of items that I will go ahead and sell as well, but these ones didn't actually sell on the flea, so I will just go ahead and sell them to traders. We can receive everything else. Obviously the actual backpack, not going to be taking that since that wasn't actually part of the bit that we actually needed. And then I will sort all of the money into our money and we'll see how much you make per one and whether or not it's actually worth even spending your time opening up the airdrop. From the 6 raids that we did open our airdrop, so 6 airdrops in total, we made ourselves 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, 4 million, 4.2 million rubles, which is not bad whatsoever, almost making like 800k per raid, which is pretty good. And if we were to factor in that we got a level 6 plate and also a Corond, which was worth quite a bit, and this actually has level 5 plates, we got ourselves a Ronin, which I'm going to keep because we'll probably use that at a later date. And we also got the Advanced Electronics Materials textbook, which is yeah, very, very nice as well, out of the airdrop as well. So yeah, going to be using that in the hideout at some point. So yeah, very nice to have that one. But yeah, about 800k per raid that we made from 6 different airdrops. The best ones being the medical ones that give you stims and also the potential for a LEDX, as well as the standard airdrop seems to be the play because that gives you things like motors, it gives you, you know, toolboxes or tool sets, and it gives you all of those sorts of standard items that are worth, you know, anywhere from 40k per slot all the way up to, you know, a military tank battery worth 500k or whatever. So it's just very, very profitable, and it's a nice additional extra to opening up your marked rooms. You get them fairly kind of regularly. It's probably like maybe 2 in 10 openings of a marked room, so pretty decent when you consider you can add on about 1.6 million extra rubles on top of whatever you got from the marked room, and it certainly boosts up that value. And a lot of people don't realize just how good running normal maps and then just using the red flares that you do have available, if you've got them lying around like I do, I'd highly recommend going ahead and open these up. Definitely do not sell them to traders. They are worth far more than the 16.8 thousand or like 20,000 that you get from selling to traders. So definitely recommend using them. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.